What is up? This is your Desert in a Minute, and one of the most beautiful, heart-pounding treks in all of Southern California is the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway, a 12-minute, 2-mile ride up Mount San Jacinto, face-to-face with the cliffs of Chino Canyon. This is the largest rotating aerial tramway in the world, and it's been going strong for more than 60 years, so let's get into it. One of the main draws about the tram, other than the dramatic climb, is that travelers start in the desert and arrive in a forest, the alpine wilderness of Long Valley and Mount San Jacinto State Park. Now, the tram cars are 18 feet in diameter and hold 80 passengers, and they rotate constantly, making 2 complete revolutions throughout the duration of the journey. And though the 12-minute ride can be harrowing, it's also exhilarating, and the views are breathtaking. Now, the aerial tram was first proposed by electrical engineer Francis F. Crocker during a 1935 trip to Banning with the Desert Sun newspaper publisher Carl Barkow. On a typically hot desert day, Crocker gazed to the 10,804-foot high peak of Mount San Jacinto and then proposed building an aerial tram up the face of Chino Canyon. Now, initially, people scoffed, and one paper even called it Crocker's folly for even proposing the idea. But people in the desert were enthusiastic, and by 1939, he named the co-manager of the Palm Springs Desert Inn, O. Earl Kaufman, to chair the construction committee. During World War II and the Korean War, there were numerous political setbacks, but in 1945, a new tram bill was passed, and California Governor Earl Warren signed the measure and created the Mount San Jacinto Winter Park Authority. Construction began in 1960, with much of the heavy lifting being done by helicopters. In fact, by the end of the project, the feat was so unique and such an accomplishment that it's considered one of the great engineering feats of the 20th century. To complete the route, they needed tramway stations, and both of them were designed by notable mid-century modern architects. The Valley Station at the bottom was designed by Albert Frey and Robson C. Chambers, and the top, or Mountain Station, was designed by E. Stewart Williams. Additionally, the beautiful tramway gas station at the bottom was also designed by Frey and Chambers. So in September 1963, the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway opened to much fanfare. In the last 61 years, nearly 1 million people have taken this distinctive and unique trip. There have been a few incidents. In 1963, a tram car became stuck for 13 and a half hours because of an electrical problem in the control room, though nobody was hurt. And in 1984, a tram car was headed down the mountain and a bolt from a shock absorber snapped, and it caused a 30-pound piece of metal to crash through a plexiglass window, which resulted in 1 fatality. In October of 2003, a steel cable broke and caused a mechanical failure that left more than 50 tramway customers hanging in midair. Now, they were all rescued, but they did need to close down the tramway for a while. Interestingly enough, from 1968 to 1970, there was a Palm Springs Aerial Tramway animal park at the top of Mount San Jacinto. It featured baboons, baby elephants, a tiger, deer, goats, sheep, and even dolphins. So the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway has come a long way in those 61 years. And though there's no more animal park, there's still plenty of nature, amazing views, and one of the most heart-pounding rides in all of Palm Springs. All right, Desert, it's been a minute.